Welcome to another edition of Car Talk, where we talk shop with car experts and enthusiasts about the latest in the industry and everything in between. Now, for this episode, we're talking about car restorations for beginners. We have Mercedes-Benz restoration specialist since 2002, Dendu Anareta. Tito Dens, thank you so much for joining us here on REV on ANC. So, Dendu, how did you get into the hobby of and eventual business of car restoration?
Actually, this is not a business, no.
Okay.
It's really a passion of mine. I always thought that all of these cars, no matter how old they may seem, they really belong on the roads today. As a contractor by profession, we all know that my work is very stressful. There's a lot of things that I have to deal with on a daily basis. And this hobby of mine provides that therapy. It's very therapeutic for me. Parang you see something that is already garbage to some people, and I'm able to turn it into gold.
What made you, get up and restore your first car?
Well, I think it was the time that I've always driven Mercedes all my life, but it wasn't mine. When I started having my own, when my dad swapped his 1986 Mercedes 200 for my 1997 Honda Civic, I had to do a lot of things to make it near perfect. And when I realized that this car, in its near perfect condition, has lasted, and to this day, the car's still running, and it's running fine. It's gone to a couple of new owners, and I'm still in touch with them, and they're still very happy with the car. The durability of the car is unbelievable, and the build quality is something that you don't get anymore. I think right now the cars on the road, they look pretty much alike. They all have this certain face to them, no? But when you see an old Mercedes, a classic Mercedes, you know that that's how cars were built back in the day.
For our viewers who are getting acquainted with the term restoring, it may mean a lot of things, right? And it may mean things na baka, one thing may lead to another. Pero for you, what is your true definition? Kapag magpapa-restore sa'yo, or if you restore one, does it need to be only the paint job? Does it only need the exterior? Does it need to be completely dilapidated? You mentioned garbage earlier, but what are the different approaches to it?
I've had several cases wherein it's like Lazarus na wala
from
na.
the dead.
It's totally dead. It's
Yeah.
totally dead. And then the sheer joy of hearing an engine that has not run for 13 years rumble right before your very ears, and hearing it, and knowing that it's alive, and I can bring this back on the road. And if you see the cars that I have restored, up to this day, they still look as good as I did them. I can say I probably worked on 36 cars already.
How long does it take?
The most I've taken is about 4 months.
4 months.
The quickest is maybe about 3 weeks, 45 days maybe. Depends on the condition of the car. That's what you have to do. You have to have a good candidate for a restoration. The basic is the body must be straight as straight as possible. We have a term for it in the automotive world na dapat hindi boxer. Bakit mo sinasabi na hindi boxer? Kasi pag boxer, puro tama na yun. We like the fresh sheet metal talaga as much as possible.
Maybe our viewers have old cars at home, not necessarily a Mercedes, but at the same time, if they want or if they're interested to restore, ano yung mga first steps maybe for someone if they want to restore a particular model?
For me, if they want to restore, let's say, one of their old Japanese cars, I strongly suggest that they get a mentor, somebody with experience with that particular brand, and an experienced and trustworthy mechanic who will give them the lowdown on what it will entail to restore this car. Because I think you also have to have some sort of an eye for it. But the most important thing is you have to be wired for it. You have to be wired to tackle all the problems that you'll get, for sure. I maybe you'd say, that's going OA naman, but to me, there's a lot of intestinal fortitude there, because once in a while you'll stop, you'll have carb trouble. It's an old car, so you have to be ready for that. If you're gonna be like if you break down in the middle of the road, and you'll get so frustrated and stuff like that. You have to be cool. You have to be, parang it's something that takes a lot of patience.
At the same time, also just a follow up on that, in the advent of e-commerce and online. What is your take on that when it comes to maybe surplus and people selling also the parts? Has it been a giving?
Actually, that is a very, 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 very wonderful development online, e-commerce, marketplace, online. Everything is really there. They'll send you a pic. They'll send you a video. Is this starter running? Is this alternator charging? They'll send you quick videos, and then you will see that everything's working, and then online banking, and then with all of our deliveries, with Lala Move and Grab and whatever, all of those delivery services, I use them heavily to bring the parts to me in an instant. Actually, it's faster now than before, because you have to call the supplier, and then you have to go to the supplier, or you have to wait for the supplier. I used to even get my parts from the States.
Lastly, Tito Dendu, just again from a general perspective, not necessarily just restoring Mercedes-Benz cars, maybe what are your top 3 tips for people who are thinking of taking on a restoration project?
First of all, you have to love what you do. You have to love. Secondly, you have to be, as I always say, you have to be wired for it. You have to be able to not freak out if there's a little problem. Just be cool, calm, collected, and it's coping and dealing with situations that sometimes are not ideal, but at the end of the day, maayos rin naman yan. So it has to be, you have to be, I would say, very, very patient. And it's actually some sort of an art. So I'm very, very happy and pleased with this thing that I'm doing.
So there you have it, Mercedes-Benz restoration specialist Dendu Anareta. Thank you so much, Tito Dendu, for your insights, and I hope our viewers learned a lot. Watch out for more discussions on the latest in the auto industry, only here on Car Talk.